When people talk about a dream matchup between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence "Bud" Crawford, the conversation quickly becomes more than just about boxing. It becomes about legacy, about two eras of mastery and dominance, and about what it really means to be the best. For years, fans, fighters, and analysts have speculated how these two technicians, each defined by precision, intelligence, and discipline, would fare if they ever shared the same ring. Analysts often start by pointing out that Terence Crawford represents hunger. For a long time, he waited for big opportunities, and once they came, he seized them without hesitation. Crawford is strong, powerful, and unique in his versatility. He can fight orthodox or southpaw, adapt to close or mid-range combat, and control the pace in any situation. This mix of power and adaptability makes him one of the most dangerous and unpredictable fighters of his generation. As some observers put it, someone has to prove that they can break Crawford's will, that they can outthink him, outfight him, and take him apart inside the ring. So far, no one has done it. The potential clash between him and Mayweather, therefore, is not merely about who's better technically, it's about eras colliding. Mayweather's record is immaculate. 50-0, one of the most flawless careers in sports history. His resume reads like a Hall of Fame list, wins over top-tier champions across 5 weight divisions. His ability to neutralize punchers, tacticians, and power hitters alike made him legendary. He wasn't just a boxer, he was a strategist. Mayweather redefined the business of boxing, understanding timing, both inside and outside the ring. Commentators like Max Kellerman have pointed out that Floyd flipped the script on boxing itself. Instead of letting promoters and networks exploit him, he turned the system on its head. He built a fortune, stayed healthy, and retired on his terms, something almost no fighter had done before. Crawford, on the other hand, built his name quietly but steadily. He became an undisputed champion in multiple weight classes, a rare achievement in modern boxing. His switch-hitting style, sudden knockout power, and elite fight IQ turned him into a nightmare for opponents. After dismantling Errol Spence Jr., Crawford's dominance at welterweight pushed him into debates where the only name left above him seemed to be Mayweather's. Even among boxing legends, the split in opinion is fascinating. Oscar de la Hoya, who once fought Mayweather, remains loyal to Floyd's legacy. He believes Mayweather's record and technical brilliance make him untouchable in historical comparisons. But others, like Canelo Alvarez, who fought both men in very different times, have surprised the boxing world by declaring that Crawford is better than Mayweather. Canelo praised Bud's intelligence, timing, and all-around ability, suggesting that Crawford's recent victories and adaptability show a level of dominance that surpasses even Floyd at his peak. Not everyone agrees with Canelo, though. Some argue that Canelo's youth and inexperience when he fought Floyd make his opinion emotionally biased. Mayweather, at that time, was the master chess player, while Canelo was still learning the game. Floyd barely got touched in that fight, proving his ability to read and dismantle even future greats. Still, the fact that someone who has shared the ring with both men sides with Crawford says something powerful about how Bud is viewed today. Shane Mosley, who fought Mayweather in 2010, adds more nuance to the debate. Mosley remembers landing a massive right hand on Floyd, one that could have ended most fights, but Mayweather recovered instantly, adjusted, and took control. That experience left Mosley with deep respect for Floyd's composure and adaptability. Yet, he has also said that Crawford's arsenal makes him more dangerous overall. He sees Crawford as a bigger fighter with longer reach, able to switch stances and apply pressure in ways that could keep Mayweather from dictating pace. Mosley thinks Crawford's physical size and offensive creativity could have given him the edge, though he still admits Floyd's defense and discipline are among the greatest ever. That moment Mosley rocked Floyd tells you everything about Mayweather's genius. Floyd didn't panic. He adapted mid-fight, turned defense into offense, and slowly made his opponent hesitate. It's a pattern seen throughout his career, moments of danger turning into masterclasses in control. Crawford, however, brings something different to that equation: unpredictability. His ability to turn defense into attack, to shift from counterpunching to aggression seamlessly, is rare even among elite fighters. That's what makes this debate so divisive. Andre Ward, Crawford's longtime friend and one of the sharpest boxing minds in the sport, is one of Bud's loudest supporters. Ward often says Crawford is built different. It's not just about skill, it's about mentality. Ward sees in Crawford a fighter who thrives under pressure, who adjusts faster than anyone, and who refuses to back down even when things get tough. After Crawford's demolition of Errol Spence Jr. and later his victory over Canelo Alvarez, Ward called him the GOAT of this generation. He believes that at nearly 38, Crawford's ability to adapt, stay conditioned, and outthink younger, bigger fighters is proof of greatness. When asked what Crawford should do next, Ward's response was simple: retire. He's done everything there is to do, built a name, earned wealth, secured legacy. Why risk it? For Ward, Bud has already checked every box a fighter could dream of. Mayweather himself has shown mixed emotions when it comes to Crawford. On one hand, he's congratulated him for big wins, especially the Spence fight. On the other hand, he often reminds fans of his own resume, subtly asserting that while Crawford is great, Mayweather's consistency and longevity are still unmatched. Floyd's pride in being the best ever is part of his identity, so when younger fighters enter that conversation, it naturally triggers his competitive side. Even Roy Jones Jr., another all-time great, has weighed in. Roy has immense respect for both fighters, but sees Crawford as having earned his place among the elite. He compares Bud's mindset to his own, always seeking the best opponents near his weight, even if the risk was high. Roy points out that Crawford's dominance across 3 divisions without losing a fight sets him apart. While Mayweather is the definition of perfection, Crawford's climb through multiple divisions without a loss, often fighting bigger men, proves something equally remarkable. Timothy Bradley, who's never shy with opinions, went even further. He flatly stated that a prime Crawford would beat prime Mayweather. Bradley argued that Crawford's combination of timing, power, and adaptability gives him the tactical advantage. Floyd's defense and ring IQ are unmatched, but Bradley believes Bud's versatility, his ability to fight southpaw or orthodox and hurt you with either hand, would neutralize Floyd's defensive rhythm. Bradley also points out that Mayweather historically had more difficulty against southpaws, something Crawford could exploit with his constant stance switching and unpredictable angles. Bradley imagines a close fight, but in his mind, Crawford edges out a decision. When Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez, many called it the defining win of his career. At the post-fight press conference, Crawford reflected on how people doubted him for years, saying he hadn't faced elite opposition or that he was too small for certain fighters. Beating Canelo, he said, silenced those voices. He dismissed the idea that Canelo's power was overwhelming, even saying that another opponent, Egidius Kavaliauskas, had hit him harder. That statement stunned reporters, but underscored Crawford's confidence and composure. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather, now in his late 40s, remains a figure of fascination. Recently, he hinted that he might not be done with professional boxing entirely. With an exhibition fight against Mike Tyson on the horizon, he suggested that talks are happening about a possible return to the pro ranks. He's feeling good, he says, staying sharp and open to possibilities. Whether he would actually risk his perfect record is uncertain, but the fact that he's even considering it keeps fans talking. If Mayweather ever did come back, the question of whether he could still maintain the perfection that defined his career would dominate headlines. And inevitably, that same question, Mayweather or Crawford, would return stronger than ever. The conversation between these two legends ultimately reveals more about how boxing fans define greatness. For some, it's perfection, never losing, always controlling, always calculating. That's Mayweather. For others, it's evolution, fighting anyone, anywhere, in any division, adapting and dominating every style that appears. That's Crawford. Crawford represents the fighter's fighter, the technician who can brawl, the chess player who can trade punches. He's built on quiet confidence rather than flash. Mayweather represents the businessman genius who turned his craft into empire and made boxing smarter and safer for those who followed. Both changed the sport in their own ways. Mayweather taught fighters the value of control of their brand, their health, and their career. Crawford reminded fans of the essence of boxing, testing yourself against the best, regardless of weight or odds. If they had ever met in the ring, the fight would have been a masterclass in timing, intelligence, and will. Mayweather's pinpoint counters and defensive reactions against Crawford's pressure, switch hitting, and ring IQ, it's the kind of fight that doesn't need blood to be thrilling. Every feint, every shoulder roll, every counter would carry tension. And maybe that's why the debate endures. Because it's not just about who wins, it's about what kind of greatness you value more. The untouchable perfection of Floyd Mayweather or the fearless adaptability of Terence Crawford. As of now, Mayweather's 50-0 record stands as an untarnished monument to dominance. Crawford's story, meanwhile, continues to grow, each fight adding to a legacy that might one day eclipse Floyd's in spirit if not in record. The two men embody different philosophies of boxing, one about never losing, the other about never backing down. Floyd's genius or Bud's grit. In the end, the crown might not belong to either of them exclusively. It might belong to both, to two men who mastered the art of boxing in completely different ways, leaving behind legacies that future generations will argue over for decades to come.